Good afternoon. Once again, all the beach patrons on the beach here and on the pier. The pier is currently being closed due to the high surf. The surf will be increasing throughout the afternoon and the evening.
We're heading to San Diego. This morning, we got the most beautiful spot.
So we just don't have power.
Sant Anna Winds are happening again here. We are north, probably about 20 miles from the last bit of active fire in the San Diego County. And last night before we went to bed, we noticed that there was some smoke in the air. I'm John, and this is Danny, and this is our home, Tater. Living full-time on our renovated RV has taken us to some wild places. Ever since the birth of our son, Abraham, we just can't seem to sit still. So subscribe and follow along to watch it all go down as we move around from town to town. Last night, thankfully, we noticed that the linchpins to our base plate on the Jeep are missing.
It's not the first time he's lost it.
She's caught me a couple times in the process of losing the linchpins, but she caught up. This time she didn't catch it. So we did lose the linchpins. What are they?
So it's my fault.
Yes, she didn't catch it. December's coming up.
Christmas.
I know, we're waiting to get our Christmas tree at our next place, which we're heading to today, outside of San Diego. Probably gonna take us about 5 hours to get there. Abe's ready for his nap for sure.
Yeah.
Pulling into Oak Zanita Springs RV Park now. A little sketched out because I've seen 2 signs about not advised for tractor trailers over 30 feet. Might be worse than Santa Barbara. When you first land at an RV park that's first come, first serve, you kind of cruise around the neighborhood and you check out the spots that are more you and what date that those guys are leaving. And this morning, we got the most beautiful spot. We did the old should have backed in but bowed in anyway.
Your turn. We're trying out veganism.
Vegetarianism.
Vegetarian.
We did our research and we're not willing to give up plant or animal byproducts.
So we're gonna try to be vegetarian for a little while, see how it goes.
Let's do a week challenge.
We're in California that we need to look like the Californians.
Yeah, it's really just about looks.
And we need to tighten up.
We're gonna get skinny.
I said I just want a sub with
Just a
a bunch of veggies. Just load it up.
Something else we're doing today.
We are gonna go chop down our own Christmas tree.
And then if they have the price tag, then those are already priced.
What do you think? Successfully got our first Christmas tree. We cut it down ourselves. John did. He did such a good job.
I gotta tell you, I feel a little different after chopping down the Christmas tree. All this popcorn on the ground may look like an accident, but it's actually intentional.
Look it.
Whoa, babe. Morning. It's 4:30 a.m. Our power's off again because of the safety outages. Santa Anna Winds are happening again here. And this morning, looking south, I can see over this mountain ridge this red glow. And it's definitely not the sun. I guess right now what's happening is like it's super low humidity and the winds are really high, so they're shutting off power in case the power lines get knocked down tonight. There's like a notice in the community that this was going to happen, but this happens sometimes, so that's normal.
So we just don't have power.
We have solar.
No, I know, but the rest of the park, like what?
Yeah, no, everybody was out.
Beach day. Babe, we're going to Mission Beach or Ocean Beach?
I think Ocean Beach.
We're going to Ocean Beach. We'll see you there. Just got to the pier in San Diego.
And it is pumping.
Dude, these waves are huge. At first I was upset that I didn't bring my little beater board, but now I'm like,
You want to go out
I
there?
want to be paddling out in that.
When I think about yesterday, my oh my, my oh my, a kiss and so I did.
What's that bird doing? Don't eat the sand.
He keeps trying to run up that hill, and every time I try to stop him from going anywhere past it, he just throws his face in the sand and refuses to leave. This is the third
All right,
time.
go wash them off.
Since I met you, I feel unbreakable. Since I met you,
It is going off here at
Pumping bread.
Mission Beach. Here at Mission Beach.
No, we're at Ocean Beach.
I never remember where we are. I asked a
Never
couple
seen
of
waves this big.
Me either. I've never seen anybody catch a wave this big. I asked a couple of the surfers coming in if this is how it always is, and they're like, it's actually bigger than normal. Weird smoke getting sucked from the inlet out, and it like comes over the sun and it makes everything like this weird pinkish orange.
There is so much explorable coastline in California. It's easy to feel a bit overwhelmed by all of the options when trying to choose a beach. But so far, we haven't been able to go wrong.
unbreakable.
We spent a week in Oak Zanita Springs, which is in East San Diego County at about 4,000 feet in elevation. It's a bit of a tight squeeze up here, but the grounds are pristine and there's a quietness in the mountains that we really seem to enjoy. Our next stop is a ways down the Cuyamaca mountain range to a much larger RV park in Jamul, about 20 miles north of the US-Mexican border. Because of this, the standards of entry were more stringent, and we ended up running into some paperwork trouble on a day that had already challenged us in other ways.
Our generator just putzed out. We're out of propane. We were just running our generator because the power is out again from the fires, which are what, like pretty close to us?
23 miles.
23 miles from us. We actually leave here tomorrow and we're moving closer to the fires, unfortunately, which is
11 miles.
It's 11 miles from the fire. That's the only place that we have to go. The fires are contained. Still a little scary though when you look up in the night sky and you can see the fires in the distance.
Couple more surprises this morning. All of a sudden, all of our cell phones stopped working. Like, we have no signal, not even like a bar. It's just like a tower went out or something. So we're in the process of finding a place to fill up our propane. I just went down to the main front entrance and they can't fill up propane while the power's out. So we're gonna call around to see who has power and can fill up propane, but now we don't have signal. So I think the best option is just for us to pack up and hit the road. Here's the plan. We are going to head to a cattle feed store that's like 10 minutes down the road to see if they have power to fill our propane up. Once we're there, we're gonna try to see if we can find a phone to call our next RV spot to see if they have room for us early so we don't have to come all the way here.
And
this a ticket. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
We got our propane filled up from the pipe guy back here, and we just took the last of their propane. So we got 11 gallons. That's almost half.
Well, I'm sure the other places have it.
Yeah, hopefully. We've been boondoggling today, which means we've been running around. So we go to head to our next spot, and we show up, and there was a registration issue. A misunderstanding actually on our part, and they turned us away. And it was an easy fix. It was really just a matter of going online and paying money, but we didn't have any cell phone signal to do that. So here we are back at our spot after leaving and heading an hour down the road to our other spot. And now that we've got it sorted out here, because the power's back and the cell phone signal's back, we're gonna head back to the spot that we intended to go initially today. Good stress, there's bad stress. I don't really know what type of stress this is that I'm feeling. Hopefully it's good stress. It's like this RVing is a video game, and the more west you head, the more intermediate, the more expert it becomes in terms of it's the same game, it just gets harder. Tighter, catchier, steeper, more regulatory out here. You really gotta have your ducks in a row, as we're learning today. Ugh. Anyway, see you in Pio Pico.
Hope you've been enjoying your time with us on the West Coast. We'll be here only for a little while longer before heading back east to Florida and have a lot to show you along the way. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you to all that are already along with us for the journey. Stay wild.
Bye.